We are back streaming another arena game. Once again, we're playing with fan factions. Um, and looks like we're picking into engineers and Atlanteans. We're playing with our good friend Scoomy Moons, plus I've played with both these guys before. There's a big building event late with 2 TP rounds before it. These rounds can be decently high scoring, but probably try to build 5 TPs during these rounds or something. Try to take like fire 1 plus, and then build a whole bunch of dwellings during these rounds. That's like an ideal type of game if you can get it. It's not like particularly coin rich. The 6 coin style is missing, as well as there's this event. So I do think that fire 1, like, I mean, I would love something like mermaids. Witches are a good dwelling rush faction, but obviously that's not going to happen here. I don't know, like nomads maybe? Archivists, djinni? Like, I think yellow makes sense here as a color. Alchemists actually make quite a bit of sense as a pick as well. Don't really want to see them. Don't really want to see goblins. Maybe Children of the Worm. Children of the Worm are a very fun faction, and they can definitely hit this type of track. They could even take a priest round 1. Like, engineers probably just take a power tile and double dig, so you're not getting double dig. You can get the first priest to water. That would be a fun line for Worm. And maybe you can get like a single spade on G6, maybe even hard dig F7 and build 3 dwellings for your round. I don't know if that's awful, but yeah, I would say that Worm is worth like at least checking out here. The one awkward thing is that the final round big building is not great. You probably want to build that in round 4 to like maximize the amount of towns that you can make, but it's okay. It is annoying having Atlanteans in the game, actually, because they might just squat D5 and do annoying stuff. So you're probably getting past the priest. You can take water 2. Water 2 djinni seems fine here. Fakirs, nomads. Yeah, let's try djinni with some water 2 going on. We're also kind of incentivizing Atlanteans to build D2, which I think would be cool. Like, it's just good if Atlanteans are over here. Like, it stabilizes the setup for Atlanteans, right, is what I'm trying to get at here. We could see black here. Black probably wants to place C1, but then if they do that, I would just come to D5 for Atlanteans. That would be bad for black for their connection. It would be bad for yellow because black can cut them off on E2. Especially if it's Darklings. Darklings can dig very easily. If it's some other faction, then djinni might be able to still win this hex. It'll be interesting. I mean, Scooby Moves could also just, like, you know, put in giants or something here and then just completely make the color wheel very strange. But assuming that it's black or brown, we'll see. This could be an interesting one. It's halflings, which is pretty awkward. Halflings will start with a spade for sure. Djinni will get the priest. Atlanteans will get the big building tile, which is really nice for them. And then engineers will get worker power. So this is actually a very nice setup for everyone. I like engineers simply because of their position on the color wheel here. But this is a game where everyone can play. Everyone has some play here. Halflings, do you start double east halflings here? That's one of the questions we should answer. I think engineers is the correct pick. I'll happily bid them down 10 points. Atlanteans, you're probably just the cult faction here. You probably just take the single spade in round 1, get C3. djinni, you're not going to be able to... I think that you just place in the normal spots as djinni here. I mean, it's a very swingy game because you don't know if Atlanteans will play D5 or if they'll play D2. If they play D2, you're in a lot of trouble as djinni. Djinni are likely still the 40 faction because of the annoying color neighbor in halflings. But I think halflings have a lot of play here. They could start double east. That would kick network. They might still be able to beat Atlanteans for network, but yeah. I used to be able to do mod view, but now I don't know how to do it again anymore. Oh, okay. Cool. There's a lot of points to put on engineers, but I don't think that it's wrong. They'll get D4, E9, and then they can go temple TP. Next round, they just temple for like Earth 1 or whatever. Yeah, next round they could temple, like you start out with temple, maybe you can even take Earth 1, and then Earth 2 next round you can probably afford, and then you advance your shipping, you just build 2 hexes naturally, maybe you get D7 or F4 in the meantime as well. It's very, very nice for engineers. I think halflings now, you have to look at them as having some decent play. Yeah, halflings have a decent chance of getting cut off and not being able to, like, making a third town is probably a bit of a pipe dream for halflings. They might not even be able to connect. So starting double east has a lot of appeal in that sense. And then that's also good for djinni. So I would bet against, I would pick against Atlanteans here. Like I guess Atlanteans are kind of cool because they can do shipping shenanigans, right? I'm probably willing to pay like 6 to 7 points for halflings over djinni. But halflings can get a center town, pretty likely. It depends on how fast Atlanteans ship to E4, right? If they're on D5, then they probably don't hit E4. But if it's an aggressive shipping Atlanteans, then they can hit E4 before you, and then you lose a center town as halflings, which would be pretty awkward. So my preference for halflings would be to, I think I might just start double east here. Like, the track is so double east friendly. It's so easy to get out dwellings here during that time. And then you probably miss out on G4, but whatever, right? That is also, like, ungodly good for engineers, to be fair, so. You would give each other so much leech. Like, I think that I would probably just temple for Earth 1 in that case as halflings. Temple Earth 1, hopefully engineers upgrade next to you, and then build these 2 hexes. And then next round, you just grab a single spade, even, or double spade if you manage to pass first. Yeah, because you don't have to use any power tokens to, like, build this stuff. And then, yeah, you build 3 more dwellings next round. I guess that doesn't leave you with a lot of dwellings on your board left for the dwellings round, but I don't think that that's too much of a problem. I think I said I was willing to pay like 7-ish points for halflings, so, versus djinni. It's probably correct to bid engineers again at this point, actually. Yeah, I mean, I think djinni have a fair bit of play here. Like, you start with 2 steps on the water cult, you drop the priest to water, you temple for water 1, and then I don't know what you do afterward, admittedly. Admittedly, I don't know what you do after you have like 2 priests just sitting here, but maybe you just try to dominate the cults after that. I think I do 1 more on halflings, 1 more on engineers, and then I hop to djinni. But I don't know if Skimmy Moons will just, yeah, he just takes djinni. I think that that's a fine play. We'll see how it works out for them. Djinni are always taking water 1 or water 2 after this setup, I believe. So so I don't think we need to rush Earth 1. However, we're also not contesting any power actions. So I think that we might just go Earth 1 into 2 dwellings and then figure it out from there. We should figure out where we want our sanctuary to go versus our stronghold. I imagine that we probably just build yeah, it probably doesn't matter. We probably just don't build either big building until the final rounds. But maybe we sanctuary in round 3. We're going to be out of dwellings anyway, so maybe in round 3 we're sanctuarying for water 1, so we can build all the fucking TPs in the world during these rounds, happily. I would think that this town requires the higher powers structures. Maybe my mouse isn't clear and it's not hovering where we want it to be, but I think that F5 is where we want to be having our structures. Wow! I don't know if I approve of this for djinni, but obviously djinni on G4 means that G5 is the hex that we're digging in round 1. We want to get like this neighborhood. Unfortunately, we would have liked to do F7 through D8 first, ideally, but it's okay. Yeah, djinni are never taking G5 from us, so I think we're okay there. Atlanteans are now forced onto D5, which is good news for... I guess Atlanteans could play G6 as well, but I think that that's terrible because... Well, no, I mean, they could dig G5 with their first action and see how it goes. I would be pretty fucked if that happened, I think. I don't know that that's good for Atlanteans particularly, but it is good for their leech situation. But I would probably just temple on F5 anyway and then build up through here. So I don't think that G6 is very good. I think that D5 is where you're supposed to play as Atlanteans, but who knows if they agree. Like, they're thinking hard about this, so... Okay, they do play D5, so we're still safe. Yeah, this should be interesting. They take the shipping town, so that's cool. The 2 key towns up for grabs. That's good news for djinni. It might also be good news for me. I don't... Like, engineers can take the shipping town very happily, but I don't think that that's the line that they're going to go. Just my gut feeling. Let's see. Actually, I just realized, very annoyingly, Atlanteans can take the big building tile, dig C3 with their first action, and they can actually pass before me and secure double spade next round. Fortunately, I think that I should be able to get single spade after them, even though double spade is preferable. And yeah, I'm just going to chump and build the sanctuary in round 3, take away a copy of water 1 from the table, and then like advance digs and build G7 or something. This should be a pretty straightforward game plan. The question is, how well can I execute it, and is it enough points? That's all TBD. I'm a little sad that I didn't switch to djinni. I actually think that I wanted djinni here. I would have actually been pretty happy to play any of these factions. I just dislike the design for Atlanteans, so I'm like kind of morally against them. Atlanteans take worker power, so they're going to contest double spade. Interesting. This makes the double spade race very interesting, but I do think that this Atlanteans play is indicative that, yeah, they want to hit both these hexes, but I think engineers, the right play for engineers is to just take the 2 workers, I believe. But I'm not sure if they'll feel the same way. Wow, they take this. That's the last choice that I would have picked. Clearly they're going to upgrade next to me, which is great. Hilariously, that could result in me getting double spade. Yeah, because djinni will probably send priest to water, and then maybe they can... I mean, I think that I get double spade here. If engineers... Yeah, I actually think that I might be getting the double spade here. If that does happen, am I still taking Earth 1 or not? I'm probably not taking Earth 1 in that case. Yeah, Dr. Cookie Monster might have made a mistake there. Like, if you're going to start with shipping... Well, I mean, the single spade is fine. The single spade is still fine for Atlanteans, admittedly. Whoa! What? Well, I can't say that I saw that coming. This feels like a thumbs down moment. Like that, like what the fuck is that? I don't know what to make of this. I mean, Earth 1's no longer under threat. I think maybe I can take this Hex and just see what happens. Yeah, Dr. Cookie Monster just wrote GL all. Maybe it'd be more merciful to just quit the game or something. Like, I mean, he did take the best pass tile for him. He did guarantee himself double dig for next round. I'm trying to give a charitable reading, but GLL certainly seems to like indicate that he's just not going to play, which is frustrating for sure. Let's see if Enju's giving the double dig. I don't think that they should. They probably can afford to not give me the double dig. They also could give it to djinni. Djinni would just win in that case. Like, you hope he's planning on playing. I think that passing here could be considered a legitimate move. However, he said GL all, which certainly seems to indicate that he's not planning on playing it, which, yeah, that would certainly make it a mistake to spend any more time on this. Like, I mean, engineers, like, I don't blame them, because it's like, I still have to try to win with what I'm given, but that ruins the whole game. It definitely ruins the whole game. Like, obviously, the reason why I didn't play e6, right, was because I thought that Atlanteans might beat me to e4. So clearly the double east looks way, way worse now. Engineers should get easy cult points now if Atlanteans don't play. And, like, I just really, really want this player to play faster if this is what's going to happen. But it's also not their fault. It's like, yeah, they're just going to give, yeah, they can now play for double dig with like no risks to anything. It's pretty frustrating. Yeah, this is really shitty. It also punishes anyone who takes a long round, right? Like, djinni can take a single spade here, but that just gives it to engineers. I think that they're better off giving the double dig to me. Just upgrade, right? You want water. Nope, why Scooby Mooms? Why are you doing this? Engineers are winning. They are very obviously winning. Why are you doing this? Whatever, I guess I'll just temple for Earth 1 then. Maybe they're just already playing for second. I mean, I don't know what this is, but. The Sanctuary Water 1 plan also just looks kind of like a joke now. Like, that's something that you do if you think that your opponents are going to, like, actually contest scoring favors, but... I mean, I guess the other thing is that djinni actually do want their temple here, so, like, it's not just, like, a play against me. Like, this actually is... Nope, they upgrade here anyway, so... Ask you say that every stream of mine that you've watched lately, I'm convinced someone else is winning and then I wind up winning. I mean, that is true, but I do feel like this game is unusual, right? Like, I think it's not unfair to say that there's something unusual about this game. This, I don't really see any way that NGs don't win from this position. I guess we kind of hope that Atlanteans show up and play and they at least double dig. And I guess the other thing is that it's not clear that NGs are getting any more leech this round, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not gonna have enough power to double dig right away next round, so it is possible that I can still secure double dig for myself. I actually think that djinni are probably fine here. They got themselves a couple extra leech. They built a dwelling during a dwelling round. It's fine. They have power to take spades next round, though I don't think that they're going to pass in time to take spades. I wonder if I'm supposed to take the priest and send it to earth. Is that too fancy play? I really do want at least one spade next round, of course. However, I think that priest to earth looks pretty juicy for me. Is anyone going to take priest to... I mean, obviously djinni will just take priest to earth if they get spade block next round. Three more power. If I spend 3 power here, I'll have 2 and 7, and then I put the priest. I would still have enough to double dig. However, djinni probably pass in front of me and take the double dig in that case. I would land on the priest or the 4 coins in the cult step. Getting the first priest onto the air track seems like it's decent value still. Or just having an extra priest is not a bad idea because I'm halflings and I want to advance my digging. The peace of mind to secure that double spade is probably just worth it here. Or the single spade, right? Like, we shouldn't rule out the possibility that that our opponent will still keep playing. And then we get single spade. djinni, I think, should recognize that they're not going to get... Or NG's pass now, right? They got the regular spade, which is quite good. And then djinni don't have much to do left. Scoomy will have 3 priests. Do you like priest to earth? Yeah, I mean, I like priest to earth too, but then Scoomy Mooms just passes and gets double dig, right? Like, I want to get a spade next round more than... I want this priest to earth. Or, like, I can't afford to not get the spade next round is the issue. Alright. So we're about to find out what Dr. Cookie Monster does here. Like, this is not... The game's not over for Atlanteans, right? Or, I mean, like, winning might be over, but, like, they can still play. Okay, so they get that. I think it's good for me to take a spade here. I get the only spade here. So djinni do get spade block. However, it's not the end of the world for them. They can hard dig G2, and then next round they can. If I'm djinni, I'd probably take the coins, hard dig G2, send priests to wherever, and then next round I'm prepared for like a massive shipping spree. So I don't think it's over for djinni by any means. But I do think that taking these spades away from the table is correct. Given that Atlanteans did what they did, I think this is correct. Let's see. Priorities going forward are probably priest to earth, or coins, then priest to earth. Actually, priest to earth probably beats coins, right? This first priest to earth would be better than getting a coins action. Though, I mean, djinni will swap to the top of the earth cult anyway. Okay, never mind. Alright, so djinni probably take the coins action. I think I send priest to air if I can. Yeah, I'm going to send priest to air if I can. And if not, I'm going to take the coins action. Oh, actually, Atlanteans could do something weird here. Djinni Temple for Earth 1. I didn't see that coming. What I also didn't see coming was... Okay, they buy a priest. They want to advance their shipping and build A11. A1. Okay, so cool. They're gonna play. They're gonna play. Is this priest to air possibly better than getting a coins action? I think it is possibly better than getting a coins action, and possibly more important as well. Because I think I'm probably passing first this round. I just need to make sure I get a spade next round as well. NGs buy workers, which is what I expected that they needed. They want to temple Earth 1, then build E9, D7, and C5. Yeah, okay, so engineers have won this game by like a million miles. And in that case, I don't need to worry too much about spades here. This is probably fine to just grab these coins. I'm actually in a position where I'm not sure if I want all this leech, but let's worry about that later. Like, I'm gonna get a 5 for 4 here, and then I'm gonna get this. You know what? It's still Terra Mystica. We're still playing Terra Mystica. We're still gonna take leech. The rules are the rules. I didn't make them. I'm gonna get a lot of cheap leech after this. So I'm gonna build D8, then I'm gonna take a 2 for 1, a 2 for 1. So I am going to be able to double dig next round. There's no hex that I particularly want to double dig, but that has never stopped me before. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this Temple for Earth 1 for djinni. In fact, I'm quite not a fan of it because look at their worker production. This is not great worker production for djinni. I think I really liked hard digging during the digging round, and then and using power for coins, save the workers, and then maybe you Temple for Earth 1 late. But building dwellings during dwelling rounds seems better. Ooh, okay, that's cool. That's a bit of a shame as well. I was thinking that there was a world where I could get down here to like H5, H4 to build a town, but this certainly makes that a lot harder. All right, so I'm probably gonna get a 2 for 1, and then what do I do here? Do I hard dig this? I could hard dig this and greed myself a point. I don't know if Dr. Cookie Monster is going to build dwellings or just pass. Because if he passes, he gets another double spade, and he could take C1. That would be pretty bad for me if he took C1 next round. On the other hand, if he does pass, then I get his pass tile, and that's cool. So I'm just going to transform this hex. Because I actually do want to Sanctuary Water 1 next round, if you remember my plan. So, it's kind of a silly master plan, but I think that there's a world where I go for I-10 with a double spade next round. Yeah, getting this dwelling out is still good because building 2 dwellings is much better than not building dwellings. Okay, so I'm passing, and at this point, Sanctuary 2 dwellings is 6 workers, so I have that, which means that, so I don't need this. However, someone will take this. Like, engineers, I think, could fully justify taking this. This gets me nothing, so I'm not convinced about that. The priest could be useful, but I think that denying this guy from the table is probably the best. This also protects my power cycling the best. Like, this could mean that I get a coins action, like, in a couple rounds, you know? Like, I'm going to take the spades this round, I think. But then, if I can pass early, and maybe I get onto, like, this coins tile and then take a coins action, and then I'm in very good position to take, to build TPs and stuff. One thing that I just realized is I was probably in position to take a 2-key town this round, or next round. But I think I might have I mean, obviously it's always vulnerable to engineers. Engineers could take 2-key town next round and be completely fine. They could just Temple Water 1, TP. But I'm now a worker short of being able to Temple to take the 2-key town next round. What town would I take then? Maybe a ship town. Maybe a ship town's not the end of the world. I get D6 and then maybe I get A12, or I don't need a ship town to connect, but the ship town could help me come down to H5, you know? That might not be so bad, and plus it's 3 points, right? Like, it would be a 9-point town essentially if I take a ship town next round, and then I could actually dream about coming down here for a town eventually. I probably don't. Like, this game plan involves playing pretty tall, I think. In fact, I actually just said I don't have the stuff for a town, right? I don't know why I'm still talking about that. Djinni need workers. But if they get those workers and they get coins, then they can build 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes. Yeah, taking the shipping away from the table seems pretty decent, but... This game has been going on for quite a long time for how few actions actually got taken. I'm pretty bummed. Come on, bud. I believe in you. TP tile seems quite good here, I think. Nope, it's a priest. Priest would indicate advancing shipping coming out at H6 likely, I think. I think that's what priest means. Do I fear at all a Sanctuary Water 1 rush? Absolutely not. Dr. Cookie Monster is not doing that. Yeah, I mean, this player, like, Dr. Cookie Monster is actually quite strong, so this is a pretty fine Atlanteans game. I'm thinking that, oh, they're going to get a coins action, aren't they? If I take the 2 spades, they are going to get coins. Engineers don't actually have a place to put 2 spades, but maybe if I give it to them, they'll take E8. Is that good for me if they take E8 and I just take the coins here? Oh shit, I want a fast round. No, I want a fast round because there are 2 juicy pass tiles left. Okay. There are 2 juicy pass tiles, and I think if engineers do what I kind of think they will, then I'll still get the leash for a coins action. And even if I don't, I can just take like a 2-key town or something. Like if I don't, that means that I'm getting the 2-key town, in which case I have all the coins that I need. Building a dwelling during the dwelling round just feels good, so I'm just going to do it and not worry too much about it. I don't know if I can be fast enough to get onto this TP tile, but we can try. We're probably just kicking network. Atlanteans with a ship town and like this amount of footprint are probably just beating me in network, but I can of course connect on G6 at some point later. Scooby Moons, I don't know if they secure G2 here. Like they don't have a lot of workers. They could be, well, priests could be workers, but I think they would love coins. Well, this is very good for Atlanteans. Take the coins, buddy. Take those coins. Or take the dig on G2. NGs want that dig. Yeah, I like taking a power action here for djinni. Oh, they have the spade in hand, so they don't need the single spade. They're considering taking coins. I think that taking coins is good. I think that you want, like, because they have 2 workers to do anything with. Like, 2 priests are going to be workers. They only need to get 2 shipping. They can build 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes quite easily. I would 100% be taking coins here. No, why? That's not good. It's not good, Scooby Moons. You have too many priests anyway. You don't have enough coins. You're very coin short. Don't let. You know that Atlanteans want the coins. Take what everyone else wants. Why do you want workers? What are these priests? You don't need those priests. You have the lamps. You're gonna make 2 priests around. All right, whatever. Rant over. Husky, you also like the coins? Yeah, I like the coins too because they don't have a great way of getting coins. I mean, they're going to have power coming in, I guess, but... Do I even want the 2-key town? I probably get, like, wasted by some of my opponents if I try to pull that, but... Also, do I take this leech that's coming to me from engineers? That's another question. It might be too late in the game to go for a 4 for 5 at this point. Yeah, it might be too late to take a 4 for 5. But like that is the leech that gets me the coins action next round. But do I care about the coins action that much? Isn't it a little more important for me just to get onto this pass tile? My computer is upset with me. It's running out of memory. Atlanteans can pass in front of me. I don't think that they should, but they can. Anyway, how many TVs do we build next round? Maybe all of them? We run into a slight issue, which is that I'm not sure if we have neighbors for TVs afterward. Well, whatever. Atlanteans could pass now, take the TP tile and the coins action. If they do that, I'd probably just pass onto the big building tile, but that is quite a bit worse for me. Yeah, that's quite a bit worse for me to take the big building tile, but I could just build 2 TPs instead of 3, and that could be okay. So Scooby Mooms now gets to build 1, 2, 3. I mean, he still gets to build 4 dwellings, admittedly, but he's out of coins after this, and I don't see any more coins appearing on the cults. So. So yeah, back to our question of, is it actually good for us to take the 2-key town? Because djinni have a lot of lamps left, and they can just do whatever the fuck they want with them. And we don't know if they'll just, like, use them to mess with us. Like, they are completely capable of just doing that. Atlanteans stay in the round. Of course they do, right? They might as well just build another hex, too. What's the plan for when the 2 towns are done? That's a great question, Hasky. I do not have an answer for you. I think that I just I temple for air 1, I make more TPs during these rounds. Maybe I temple for water 2 and air 1, and I try to get stuff done here. And then in the final round, I build my stronghold and advance my digs, and that's it. Yeah, admittedly, I don't have a great answer for that. I think that we try to win the air cult, right? We see if djinni allow us to win the air cult. Is probably one of the first things that we do. I think that we go for 2 cult towns here, as usual. Maybe the 2-point town and an 8-point town is what I would like here. That gives me the best shot at closing air with just a priest. Though I guess 2-key town, 1-key town, air 1, priest. 2-key town, 1-key town, air 1, priest. Yeah, that would get me there exactly. So I think that that's the ideal outcome here. My workers are going to be trash after this. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have 4 worker production next round. I'll have 1 worker left over. So then I'll have 5 workers heading into the last round. That's enough for probably temple, air 1, TP, and then I don't know. Maybe I squeeze out some more stuff. But I don't think that I'm trying to find a 3rd town here. Like, djinni are building this hex, and I won't be able to fit, so I can't squeeze a town djinni are building I7, so I can't squeeze a town in the south. And Atlanteans will take B5, so there's no way I can find a town in the north either. I mean, I've given Scooby some crap, but he does have a lot of points. So I mean, that is nice for them. I'll have built all those juicy 8-point TPs. Yeah, exactly. All that'll really be left for me is Stronghold, TP, like Air 1, last TP, Stronghold, Advanced Digs, right? Like, that could be enough to get me to, like, the 120s or whatever. I am trying to figure out if this idea is valid that I should be going for this town, for cult towns. I'm not sure what other towns I should be going for is like the main question here. Oh, I just saw that Engis didn't build H6, so I'm not getting the coins action, which means that I might need some leech, some help on the leech front. Can we get that help? I really don't want to take a coin town. I think that the coin town is bad for us. It'll imbalance our economy. Scoomy Mooms, it says that Scoomy Mooms is off, but okay. It is them that have the problems. Okay, fine. Anyway, this round should be about 32 points, plus some nice points off the... Yeah, so it'll be 32 points from TPs and pass tiles, plus a few points off of towns. So I'll be at like 90-something. You don't think Scoomy will let me close air? I don't think that they will either. Like, I don't think that they have much incentive to, but it's also king making if they don't, right? Like, they need to fight engineers on Earth. Am I wrong about that? Like, don't they also kind of want an 8-point town? All right, does this let me build 3 TPs? Doesn't matter. I'll just send priests to air anyway. I'll be sending priests to cults to get some income. So, just get some coins. It also might not be the end of the world if I only build 3 TPs here. That's probably not the end of the world. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just send both priests to air right now, right? And then... No, that's probably not good, because that does waste the air 1 step, and I do think I want the 8-point town as well. Maybe I send both priests to Earth, and that threatens something. Djinni want to be on the water cult this round. Yeah, let's send 2 priests to Earth. That puts some pressure on Djinni to close Earth. It'll get me some coins. And NGs should definitely be sanctuarying, building TPs near me. I should be getting some leech to fund my dreams here. Maybe I'll close air before Scooby gets a town. Well, that's the problem, right? Like, if engineers do build this F4 hex, then I don't think I'm closing air before Scooby gets a town. But Scooby will also only have 1 key. Again, like, maybe I just close Earth instead. Like, does he... There is an air cult reward later, but the water cult reward is this round. He has to switch to water. So he would have to switch to air and close air. And in that case, maybe I just win the water cult. Like, maybe these priests should really be going to water then, right? One of these 2 I should be able to close, I think, because I can always just temple water 2 for my... Like, I can temple water 2, temple air 1 during that round, right? And then water 2 would close water for me. And then I only need to close 1 of these cults. I'll end up with, like, 18-ish cult points. That's reasonable, I think. Scoomy is not going for the town. He can't... Yeah. So if NGs don't build this hex this round, that would be pretty great. Alright, so So priest to air happens then, right? Yeah, priest to air happens. And then probably priest to water happens after that. Yeah. And then I believe that's enough coins. This is 7 coins now, right? And then another priest is... I'm 1 coin short, but eventually engineers should be giving me leech. And yes, there it is, baby. There's the leech. Thank you, Mr. Into KRPN. Not having the points lead is pretty irksome here. I would really like to have the points lead here. My whole game plan kind of relied on having the points lead, but I think we TP on E10 next. It maximizes our leech. Okay, the power spades are gone. Engis are less likely to take this hex now. This might not technically be ideal for power management. However, I don't think for power token management, but I don't think that we're in the power tokens game anymore. There's water 1. Let's send this next priest to water. I think that looks good to me. This is a little awkward for us. We need to keep in mind that Dr. Cookie Monster has 20 hidden points in addition to these towns that are going to get formed. So. NG's by a priest. They're attempting to stay in the round longer. They also want to advance their shipping again. I had engineers as winning, but I'm not sure. Like, everyone else has pretty good games as well. My game's not terrible. It's not exactly where I would like it to be, but I am going to be passing out of this round. So, like, clearly people were stalling for pass tiles here. We are going to miss out on the best pass tile, but we're going to get that 8-point town, which is important. Next round, we could just open with Temple Air 1 instead of djinni, I believe, are just managing their power. I don't think that they're actually trying to close this cult on me. Alright, how much leech do we still want this game? So possible the answer is like not a whole lot. Like, do I actually want this leech anymore? What does this do for me? I guess I still need workers. Workers might still be worth the leech. Do we want to stay in the round longer at all? If we stay in the round longer, Atlanteans will pass. But Atlanteans passing just means that djinni get the pass tile. That doesn't benefit us at all. I think NGs want the long round. They're probably not going to pass if I pass. I'm just trying to figure out, like, if I should be taking this leech, how much do I want to contest power actions. I think I just decline from now on. And I just hope that I find enough economy to do whatever I need to do. Like, I don't need to do a whole lot left this game. Probably, maybe I make an expensive TP. If NGs still don't build H6, which, I mean, it's right there for them, but like next round is still a TP round. They could TP D4, build H6. Again, I'm still happy that there's no power spades here. That's a cool town from Atlanteans. The bad outcome is that all three of our opponents wind up outlasting us next round. Because I think that they're all going to get onto pass tiles here. I think that I'm going to pass, and engineers can now just pass. They have no obligation to build H6. The priest buys me an extra action, plus I obviously would like to fight cults and or advance on some tracks, or rather advance on the exchange track. So yeah, engineers, it is going to go pass, pass, pass. That's really sad. If I'd passed just a little earlier, I think that I could have convinced djinni not to close stuff on me, but I mean, I still might beat djinni to closing water as well, so maybe it should really go Temple Water 3 or Temple Water 2, and then Priest to Water, followed by Temple Air 1. I guess djinni can TP F3, and then no, that still doesn't help them close water, right? Like if they sanctuary, they don't make a town, and if they make the town, they don't close. They close the fire cult and not the water cult. So do we take these, like, do we actually take these coins here? Is it more important to close cults? It's a fun thought, right? Maybe it's more important to close cults than to. I actually kind of wish that Scoomy had blocked there, but I guess like he has no reason to. This big building tile is very good. Or actually, the big building tile is not that good. Djinni don't want to build the big building next round. We could theoretically see an Air 1 rush, but I really don't see engineers going for Air 1 when they have lots of dwellings to build, and 3 TPs and like lots of dwellings to build. There shouldn't be an Air 1 rush. Yeah, the 8-point town being gone is like good for tempo in terms of me closing cults as opposed to Djinni closing cults. But I probably fail to build a high VP TP if I just build 2 temples and don't take the coins. That's why I think that taking the coins might be good. But then like, maybe closing the air cult is just better than the temple. I don't. What are Djinni doing here? Like, I guess this lets them just claim an easy second on what, Earth? Like that. These priests don't seem to do too much for Djinni. Ooh, hey. I got some victory points. Let's turn this to black. This could become a neighbor where I build a TP. Atlanteans probably want to turn like B3 or B5 or something. Yep, it is B5. Djinni do their stuff where they can expand the most. Okay, this might be silly, but I think I am going to go for the close 2 cults idea. And then engineers will get the coins, but I think that engineers, like, they have all the shit that they need anyway. I really just want workers now. And, like, Atlanteans are just doing their own stuff. I don't really know, like, what to compete with them on. I kind of like just putting the priest to water here, and then templing for water 1, and then templing for air 1. And if I wind up passing first, then I get the coins. That's probably fine. Because there's no way that this final priest stays, is there? Oh wait, no. No, I take the coins here. I take the coins. That's a little too crazy, I think. I can take the coins, send priest to air to water, and if Djinni start threatening my air cult, then I just temple air 1 instead of water 2. And then I don't temple water 2, and then I don't need extra workers, right? That's all fine. It's all fine. Plus, I'm very, very worker tight. Like, I'm looking at it, it's like I'm actually kind of insanely worker tight. NGs are building hexes. That's completely fine. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to get this H6 neighbor, so it will have to be an expensive TP. That's another reason why I'm kind of glad that things are broken the way they have. Yeah, because I didn't realize Atlanteans didn't have a priest. I thought Atlanteans for sure would send their priest to water if they could, but they actually don't have a priest, so so we still get priest to water here. I need 8 workers next round, and I'm going to have 3 worker production, so I badly need a workers action here and probably next round as well. But of course, if I can pass on to the Djinni pass tile, that would be, of course, the ideal outcome, but we shouldn't count on that. Atlanteans pass tile will probably be available as well. I don't think that they're having too long around here. They're going to make like a TP on C3, and then we'll see what happens after that. But Djinni are really, this is. Oh, they're building their stronghold this round. Okay, that's what that is. Atlanteans can make their own bridges. That's correct. So they're not fighting anyone for bridges. Jeez. My computer really thinks that I'm running too many programs. Finder is taking up some space in terminal. I don't need terminal. Sorry, got a little distracted there by technical difficulties. Stop mining Bitcoin. I wish I were mining Bitcoin, man. By the way, this game has gone at like a pretty decent pace since. I'm probably gonna have the longest thinking time despite all my complaints. I think that we're gonna temple on E10 and dare engineers to take the leech. Not placing D3 was a very interesting move from djinni. Like, it totally makes sense that they didn't because they risked having 0 neighbors, but it's pretty scary to play that way. We just have to kind of trust that we get the workers' power action here. There's certainly no guarantee of that. Decline makes sense. Take that happily. Do I drop Priest to Fire here? This Priest to Fire feels pretty good. Like, this Priest to Fire is worth a lot of points. Or it's worth like at least 2 points. It might be worth. Yeah, okay, so it's worth more than 2 points because Atlanteans just did this. They just got 2 points in every cult. So I think that sending the Priest to Fire makes a ton of sense here. As for Atlanteans, are they beating djinni on network? I'm not sure if they are or if they aren't. Still no threat on Scoomy Mooms to make a town, so I think I can do this. Yeah, if Scoomy Moon makes a town, it's with Fire 2. And Fire 2 closes the Fire cult for them, so I don't need to worry about the Water cult right now. This is a really nice leech for Atlanteans. Engineers, by the way, on the TP tile, have Water 1, have a million leech coming to them. Still probably my pick to win. If I'm Scoomy and I'm like thinking how I can maximize my stuff, I'm probably thinking putting Stronghold on F3. And then that lets you make towns without Fire 2. And maybe you can take a town with Air 1 later. In honesty, I'd probably lose this Fire cult anyway. Engineers probably do some shit, but having what's it called will help. I'll have the Water 2-step to help me contest Fire. think I do want to close that cult, but it might be greedy. I should secure the workers first, and then I'll see if I want to close the cult or not. Dr. Cookie Monster stays in the round. I think that that was the correct play. I think that you really want to advance your shipping here to maximize the points coming off of this tile. That is a 9-point pass plus, so this is probably a TP, so that's 3 more points. A ship advance, that's 4 more points, that's 72. Pass for 81, and we have 100 points coming in still for Atlanteans. Okay, let's take this. This is way too valuable not to have. Yeah, we're gonna be pretty short on resources after we pull this BS. This is nice. Now I'm not as short on resources because I don't need extra coins. So this is quite nice. Engineers are considering undoing, but they let me have it, which is good. I just declined the leech because I don't really need it that much. I don't think NGs really want a 3 for 4 either, but they might take it because they're in like a great position to use leech right now. So I think this is a good time to make my TP and my temple for water 2 over here. Atlanteans are on the best pass tile, Atlanteans are on a pass tile and they're first to pass, but I think that I would rather have the engineers, or actually the djinni pass tile is by far the best, right? So what I really want to do is I just want to time myself perfectly to take djinni's pass tile. I think I always want to make this TP for sure, and then if djinni don't pass, then I temple for water 2. But we could actually be pretty good friends here, djinni, and you don't have to. Whoa, Atlanteans got onto step 8. I have to be a little careful about them at least. They could temple for water 2, and that would be a problem. Atlanteans or djinni have exhausted all their tricks. All that's left for them is building 1-2 dwellings, making another TP. 2 dwellings and a TP is what's left. Oh, okay, so Atlanteans are pretty dead set on making this last town. They're not going to be able to advance their digs, which is fine because they don't really need digs to get anything else done. They're also going to take fire 2 next round, so I think that the water 2 is actually very helpful in terms of getting resources. They gave up on making a ship town, which is interesting. Yeah, the TP has more points than the temple, so the TP has 4 points, and okay, it's not more points than the temple, but it's still good. djinni, please let me have your pass tile. djinni have 2 actions left. I see them having a TP. They really want to build this TP on E2, and then they have a dwelling. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to go down here. So that puts me in very, very nice position. Okay. All right, engineers have effed up their power situation, so now I can temple over here pretty happily. Though I'm not sure if I want to give djinni that power. They might be able to pull something else with that. Oh. Well, we're going to see if I actually do want that, because obviously I need djinni's pass tile if it's available to me. Also, actually, it's actually ideal for me to get djinni's pass tile now, right? Like, no, they go ahead and build a stronghold now. So they still have another action. They can build a dwelling. So the stronghold now is 10 points, right? They have 6 priests stuck on the cults, and they're on the pass tile. So it's a 10-point stronghold. However, am I wrong to think that getting a 5-point stronghold next round and building a TP for 3 points is better? Because also the part that really bothers me is that the stronghold is in the wrong spot, right? The stronghold should be in the center here. I don't think they actually want fire too. But whatever. Okay. We're finally done with our Chrome is finally dead. So next move is going to possibly happen from my phone. Well, let's give ourselves a 30 seconds or a minute to get our stream back going. Okay, we do this. This is not the ideal thing that I would have liked to do, but I do really, really want the djinni pass tile. Because I don't even know if I'm going to get to use this step or not. Because djinni could just pass here, but it's all worth if I do get their pass tile, so. Which I think I should. I don't think that they have anything else that they can pull other than building a dwelling. Anyway, long story short, I think that djinni were probably better off building the TP, but I'm not sure. And yeah, like now they extra wish that they had an extra TP because now they're getting the TP pass tile. And I think that they're pretty disincentivized from building TPs at this point. But we'll see. We'll see. This is not the end of the world for them. I do get to use my cult bump. So there's nothing that I'm really competing for in this next round, which means that my first action is probably just going to be just swiping the workers action, right? Because that is what I need. What I need is 2 workers to complete my game. I admittedly have one of them as a priest, but that's not the #1 use for them, I think. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Look at those sweet, sweet 2 cult points. That's what we really needed. By the way, engineers are still winning, right? Just a quick check. Yeah, they have more structures built. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 gray hexes left. They're going to build both their big buildings during the big building round. So that feels pretty good. Yeah, so they're winning. Atlanteans might be like... I think I'm beating Atlanteans, and I think I'm beating djinni. Djinni probably need a coin town here. Yeah, unfortunately I think that they need the coin town. They could like Sanctuary Fire 2 and take the coin town. If they're scared of me like going for Fire 3, but I'm not going to mess with them anymore. Like closing these 2 cults was what I wanted to do, and I got that done. So this is, I think we're ahead of Atlanteans. They have 20 points coming in from the town. That's 97, but they don't have any scoring favors. Like, what are they going to do? Like, are they going to make Sanctuary over here? Like, they could make Sanctuary Fire 2 or something over there, but like, even 11 points for a town plus 5 points plus 20 points, like, I don't think it's quite enough. They'll have network points, but we have them beat by a lot in endgame scoring, so Scoomy just goes up the Earth cult to get some points. Fair enough. Well, we're actually gonna be close in endgame scoring, right, with Atlanteans, but we have the pass tile, and we're still allowed to score points ourselves as well. That is something we're allowed to do. I wonder if NGs want this leech. They might, because they want to build both big buildings still. I also wonder if NGs want to go for 3 towns. This H5 hex is still there, and the stronghold incentivizes you to build bridges. So I actually wonder if NGs have any dreams related to that. Let's see if they take this 4 for 3. That'll tell us about their intent and how big they're dreaming. They decline. Okay, so since they're in a leech declining mood, I'm just going to immediately build the strongholds here. Before they change their mind, essentially. This doesn't have to be a coin town. Actually, this really shouldn't be a coin town. This should probably be the priest town, or like the 11 pointer. And then they just build 1, 2 more, 3 more dwellings. Do they have the... Yeah, they have no need to fight really hard for network, because they're a guaranteed 3rd. So, yeah, the 11 pointer makes plenty of sense to me. They're going to beat me on the Earth Cult anyway, depending on what I choose to do there. You know what? I'm feeling generous. I'm gonna build my big building on F5. Let Scoomy build extra dwellings if he wants to. I don't think that they're particularly a threat, so. Yeah, I'm kind of sad about this Djinni game, because I feel like it all started with that coins action, right? I think that this Djinni game was probably in line to beat me. Like, Djinni were probably supposed to beat me, but it hasn't gone down that way. And I think that it all started with that giving up that coins action early in the game. Why? Is my internet trash? Alright, so I'm at 108. I'll advance digs twice. I'll be at... I'll be at 120. And then I'll build... and then I'll pass for 11, so 131. 131 plus maybe like 22? You've been having quite a few issues with BGA today. Okay, so it's not just me. Thanks, Husky. Yeah, it could be the site. So, chat, what's everyone... Has anyone been playing any other games? Or how's your Terra Mystica going? I've been playing a lot of Earth with my wife. That game is pretty cool, I think. I don't know if anyone's tried it. It's like a definitely not anything like Terra Mystica. It's more like terraforming Mars, if anything, or like Wingspan. I guess Wingspan is like a pretty good comparison as well. I think that this cult bump goes on the fire track. It technically gets me extra resource, though I guess I have no way to accept free leech. But Atlanteans seem more likely to... Yeah, they could like fire... I guess if they fire 3, it's fine. But like Air 1 could definitely happen here. In fact, I think Air 1 is probably more likely, but... Ghostly just bought White Castle. I haven't even heard of that. Does Earth have cards? Yeah, Earth is just like a millions of cards type of game. I would say, like, I don't know if you've heard of Arc Nova. It's a little bit like that, but I would say it's a lot more... I would say it's more elegant than Arc Nova. Or like there's less like insane amount of stuff happening than Arc Nova. I'm not sure if Atlanteans were supposed to do what they did. So Atlanteans took Fire 2, but I think that they were supposed to take Water 1. I think they were supposed to take Water 1, Air 1 with this, build an expensive TP, and then take a workers' town, and then make this bridge. Arc Nova wasn't your favorite? Yeah, so I think that, like, I don't know why Arc Nova wasn't your favorite. If it was because it's, like, extremely long, then Earth is a lot faster. And if it was because, like, there was too much stuff going on, Earth is a fair amount simpler as well. So, like, that's my take on Arc Nova. Or on Earth versus Arc Nova. Pretty elementary analysis, obviously, but... So engineers are out of towns. They have a ship advance coming. They have 3 dwellings coming. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus the stronghold is 15. So they have 15 more points coming before they pass. That's 116. They'll probably pass for 12, 15 points. So that's 131. They have network 1, so that's 149 plus maybe they got a couple points on the cults here, like 10 points on the cults, like 151, low 150s. Okay, it's very, very long, but you don't like the games with lots of cards. Yeah, that's fair. I think that, in my view, it doesn't feel like Earth is all about drawing cards, but most of them you don't need to read the text that much. There's a lot of symbols on them, but like, I don't know. I'm not trying to convince anyone to play Earth. It could easily not be your cup of tea. If you don't like lots and lots and lots of cards, then it probably won't actually be your cup of tea. I don't know why I'm trying to convince anyone here. All right. I'm pretty sure we're doing this, so let's just take care of that. And we are also going to end the game in like the 150-ish range. Djinni will use their... Have they used all their lamps? They have 1 lamp left, so... Dr. Cookie Monster buys a priest. I think that my fire cult position is certainly threatened. Like, I think that I'm probably getting, like, right around 20 points on the cults then, because I can't really hold off anyone on these cults. Culty Tall Halflings is a fun game. Yeah, I mean, I've done this many times with, like, gray, in basically exactly this color matchup. Gray, yellow, blue, brown. I think that brown, with all these, like, super efficient ways to build dwellings, and, like, gray is highly incentivized to give you leech because they benefit so much when you build. And I do think I'm losing engineers here by a little bit, but I think I have Atlanteans in hand. They have around the same number of endgame points as me, but they have fewer points during the game. So Djinni need to use their last cult bump and last switch. Probably if I'm Djinni, I'm switching air and... Oh no, because, sorry, they can't... They already have first place on fire. Probably switching earth and air. That's probably what I would do. Scoomy wants to build another dwelling. Makes sense. And then they want to do a swap, but they don't. Like, surely this air cult comes onto the earth cult, right? If I just do nothing. Water and air doesn't make any sense. So I don't think it's correct for me to fight this earth cult. I think it's correct for me to just put this bump on the fire cult, make Atlanteans earn it if they want to send those priests. Realistically, I think that Atlanteans want to make this bridge and then advance their digs twice. They want one leech so that they can advance their digs more, but don't think it will really matter too much. So yeah, I think we lose to engineers by like a point or two here, but it was a close game. Double East Brown is very good for NGs. It's very, very good for NGs. But I mean, like, I can't live my life just based on what my opponents don't want me to do, right? Like, you gotta do what's good for you, in addition to trying to hurt your opponent. So, by the way, engineers have slightly fewer resources than I was aware of. They are still going to win network, but advancing ship is quite expensive for them. Maybe they don't have everything that I said that they had. You think this is a beautiful Atlanteans game? Honestly, you're not wrong. Like, I don't like Atlanteans, but a lot of it is because I don't like I don't like someone starting with a 2-key town. I just think that that's extremely, that's a problem with the 2-key town. Because, like, there's only one of them, right? So, like, someone denying the 2-key town to the rest of the table with 0 effort is very unfun. I also find, like, the 16-point, like, random trigger to be pretty unfun. And I also am not there's a lot about Atlanteans that I really don't like. However, like, there are some elements to Atlanteans that are cool. Like, starting with a ship town, and, like, they play very differently from mermaids, even with a ship town, right? Because they don't necessarily start with a priest on the board. So, but nonetheless, yeah, I don't like this faction design. I'm not sure if I should, like, hate on Jamie Stagmeyer. Like, I think that his games are just not as good as, like, is sometimes said overall. But Scooby Mooms, what's up, man? Congratulations, or good game rather. Tough game, I think, for you. I think that you had, to me, I think that you went wrong. Where do you go wrong? I think that the djinni game was supposed to involve taking a coins action in round, I think it was 3 or 4, or even 2. No, it was the dwellings round, right? It was the round where you advanced ship a lot. That round, I'm pretty sure you were supposed to take coins instead of workers, because you had lots of priests that you didn't need, and those priests, like, are supposed to go elsewhere instead of where you sent them. Yeah, and it also gave Atlanteans the coins, and I'm pretty sure if Atlanteans do beat you, which admittedly it doesn't look like they're actually beating you, but if Atlanteans were going to beat you, it would be because you gave them that coins action. In the end, I think that if you take the coins action, you probably beat me as well. So, you think you have second? Wait, hold on. Are you beating me? Maybe you're beating me. I'm like talking a lot of trash about your game, but I didn't realize that you were tied with Atlanteans on network. So, yeah, maybe I'm dead wrong here. You have 4 points plus. You thought I was winning. I thought I was winning too, but now I'm looking at it. You have 30 points. You have 32 points in the end game, right? This is 32 points if I'm not mistaken. So that's 130, 136, and you're passing for 10, 146. Okay, so I am beating that. Yeah, I've got you. I thought that NGs were winning, but they managed to build less stuff than I realized. So yeah, you might have NGs beat, in which case I'm winning, which is pretty cool. I wasn't sure if I was winning. You should have seen me. I don't know if you ever watched my VODs back. Like, I think that we play a lot of games together, but I was raging at you for taking the single spade and giving NGs the double spade. I thought that NGs were I thought that they were in a pretty dominant position. But admittedly, I was also thinking that Dr. Cookie Monster, like after he passed in round one with doing nothing, that he had just like decided to give up, and I was like really, really like raging about that. But um, yeah, so engineers. I don't know. It's pretty close with me and engineers still. They might still have me. Yeah, I think NGs do have this. Yeah, because they win network 150. Yeah, they have 158. So I don't have 158. Yeah, basically, I think that if you upgrade and then I take double spade, I'm then not taking Earth 1 in round 1. I'm building a bunch of dwellings instead. And, like, my game is better, but I think that, like, yeah, okay. So engineers still do win. I don't know, I had, like, a moment of confusion there, I think. Um, but yeah, I thought that, like, I was thinking that Atlanteans were going to pass, so therefore, like, the person who passed in round 1 was going to get the double spade. Um, but they did wind up playing, like, a real game, so I have to give that to them. Yeah, that coins action was killer. I really think that if you compete with NGs on network, then I have a better chance as well. But in any case, like, we don't win this one. The double east, we knew that it was good for engineers, but I don't think that I realized that, like, just how good they were going to have it once Atlanteans passed as well. Because right, cause if Atlanteans take the single spade, right? Like, I thought that Ghostly, you think that it's hard to imagine a better Atlanteans game? It was definitely the lack of scoring favors. It was also the lack of cult, right? Like, and also given how economic they wound up playing, it's really a shame that they didn't build H2, right? If they build H2, they tie engineers on network. They decided to advance their digging, but if they build a TP and a dwelling instead of advancing digs and stuff, then they tie engineers on network, which is the double east 3 for a loop, but maybe you should have expected it. No, I mean, it's not obvious, right? A lot of people would start center there, but basically I was thinking, I'm not getting network points here, unless I play a very aggressive shipping game and try to get E8. But I don't think that was really what I want to do. And then, yeah, from there that was my read. Basically, I didn't think that was so good to contest network, and then I figured, I'll give engineers a lot, but hopefully they don't get, like, yeah, hopefully I can just benefit more than they can. But I think that they just got a few too many breaks, especially with getting double dig in round 1. If they don't get double dig in round 1, then I think that I might be winning. Yeah, getting double dig in round 1 on that coins tile was too much. I thought that they would have to take a workers tile, or like a power tile in order to double dig. I thought that they were going to get the worker power tile, right? Admittedly, like, they were going to have a very, very strong opening no matter what, but managing to open that with the coins tile instead, and then they got the spade in round 2 was too good. So you think I have it if I get the double dig in round 1 instead? Well, I mean, if that happens, to be clear, I don't build Earth 1 then. So I get fewer Earth 1 points, and I get fewer digging points in round 2. And then it's a very different looking game. But to be fair, I also only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only got 10 points out of Earth 1. So Yeah, you're expected big building for Atlanteans, worker power for NGs. I mean, the ship town changes things, right? Because the ship town, like, they really needed to get a spade in round one. The ship town guarantees them the ability to get single, or the 2 key town guarantees them the ability to get 1 spade in round one. But with the ship town, they don't have any power, so they were, yeah, they were really struggling. Yeah, it's just a hindrance to NGs, but they weren't hindered that much, right? They got a lot of coins from it, and they wound up doing absolutely fine. So let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Okay, so what happened here? We took multiple coins actions, multiple workers actions. This happened at the end of the game. We really needed those. This coins action, I think, wound up being the correct read in round 5. We paid 14 points in leech. So it was actually a pretty good leech game for everyone. But I do think that engineers are probably going to have the highest actual power gained from it. Yeah. They have the most power gained. I started declining leech late in the game because I just didn't really need it as much since I wasn't planning to build as much stuff. We got... So since Atlanteans are the ones who missed out on Earth 1, it was probably fine to just give up Earth 1. Like, Earth 1 didn't do me as much good as I thought that it would. Because it only got me 10 points. Like, Earth 2 might arguably have just been as good. And definitely, like, building more structures would have been better, so oh well. What happened over here? So we hit the track pretty well. That's good. I mean, obviously engineers are going to do better on the track, given all that they got. Engineers hit the scoring favors better. That also makes sense. They just built way more stuff. But I think 31 while building 8 structures is pretty solid. Yeah, engineers also hit the pass tiles better. Like, they just had too much, right? They had literally everything going for them. Like, technically they didn't get cults, but like they had everything that they wanted. They had every scoring favor they wanted. They won network, like, with great ease. Like, they had a dwelling left on their board that they could just build at their leisure. They got to build both big buildings late. They got to take the towns that they wanted. No one took any of their hexes. You know, like, no one took a single gray hex. That also wound up working out well for them. So yeah, it's okay. Like, that's just the game that we play, right? You can't win everything. Okay, that'll do it for the stream. Thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting. It turns out that you can't actually win them all, and it looks like we got a little too enthusiastic about bidding for halflings. So thanks for the game. Thanks for chatting, everyone. We'll see you around next time.